What is the market telling me this week? This is the Nick Rutherford report, and the market is either going to take advantage of you or you are going to take advantage of the market. So hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, share this with someone who would get a lot out of it, because this is the place to be for the financial news that matters for your net worth. Let's get to it. Walgreens shares crashed 20% on full year guidance cut. Worse than expected consumer environment. What is this telling me? Well, I'm paying attention to this because this goes along with our weekly principle of there are two economies. There's an economy and a segment of the economy that's doing well, and there's the old economy that's doing poorly. And because of inflation, I'm guessing, and I like to guess because you can never know for certain what's actually happening, we're just using all of this information to kind of peer through the fog and figure it out. And if Walgreens is doing bad, that means retail is doing bad, and the lower segment of the consumer is going to be doing bad. And I'm paying attention to this because this is a signal that's causing me to be cautious. But what am I doing? Well, you're going to have to keep watching, and we'll talk about that as we get through this video. So another article that I would like to point out is what General Mills Q4 earnings say about the consumer. Well, if you look closely, the quarterly sales declined 6.3% year over year. So what is this telling me? Well, if sales of cereal are down 6%, that could be a problem. And another article that came out, the Arby's franchise files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And this just tells me that there's a bad news in the economy for the certain segment of the economy, which seems to be the segment that's catering to either stuff that's happening in the real world, the not digital world, or the lower end consumer. And that's why you see articles like this. The Dallas Fed respondents blast poor national leadership as stagflation erodes business confidence. And this stuff is all just Wall Street designing its news to freak you out so that you get taken advantage of instead of taking advantage of the market. Now, one of the most interesting pieces of data that came out this week was the super core inflation rises for the 49th straight month as spending disappoints. And you know what? Spending is disappointing for that segment of the consumer that is struggling with inflation. Maybe they're in the middle income or the lower income. And on the same time, this goes along with my theme, the theme that I keep talking about. And we want to look at these themes because I can take advantage of these themes and make money instead of losing money. So this just goes along with what I've been talking about. Now we've got articles like this. Is the global inflationary depression already here? Is it time to freak out? Is it time to sell all your stocks, all your investments? Well, let's continue along with watching the market. What happens next and what am I doing about it? This is the most important thing to see because all of these news articles, they're just designed to freak you out. And what I like to do is look at data and let the data tell me what to do. So there was an article like this week. U.S. pending home sales unexpectedly plunge in May to a new record low. Time to freak out? Well, look at the graph. If you look at the graph here near my mouse cursor down here in the middle, it's kind of in the same place it was in 2018. So yeah, maybe they went down a little bit, but the plunging language that comes out of Wall Street and the mainstream media is just designed to take advantage of you. So let's look at some more data that's actually a little more relevant. U.S. home prices hit a new record high, but year-on-year appreciation slows. So home prices are still going up. The economy is still moving forward. And the next piece of data that came out this week that is interesting to look at is the final Q1 GDP print confirms sharp consumer slowdown. Well, hold on a second. Is it really a sharp consumer slowdown? Because if we're up 1.4% from 1.3% right here, as you can see, well, that's slightly higher than the insanely high number it was before. So guess what? There's a segment of the economy that is rip-roaring hot. And we can see this in the market. And that's why I want to be invested in the segments that are taking advantage of it. And that's why people who are watching this are saying things like this. Is the S&P 6,300 outside the realm of possibility? Well, if growth continues and the concentration continues in the places that are making money, like NVIDIA, wait for my screen to load here, you can see that we're still probably in an uptrend. Yeah, it went completely ballistic after the stock split, and then it came down a little bit, but it seems to be holding in here. And until there's an uptrend violation where we're going down and the data looks like it's going down, I'm not really worried about it. The market is telling me that things are good. And if you look at NVIDIA, things are good. If you look at the S&P 500, we're at all-time highs. Things are good. We're in a consolidation upward trend here. It doesn't look to me like we're having months of negative downward movement in the market. And all this is telling me is that I need to be invested in the segments that are doing well, the segments that have the tailwinds to continue to grow. I don't want to be invested in Walgreens Boots Alliance or CVS. Will there be a time that there's so much panic that it's time to be in investments like that? Of course. But right now, the trend is your friend, and that's what the market is telling me. The market is up. The market is holding. Bitcoin is up on the year, and it's holding above 60,000. Yeah, there could be a lot of volatility. I expect a lot of volatility. But my time frame is I want to make money. And the way I do that is I look at what the market is telling me, and then I continue to be invested in the trends that are working. Of course, the data and the market could turn around tomorrow, and then I'll switch my opinion. But that's why you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, share this with someone who'd get a lot out of it, and we're going to keep watching the market next week and every week until the market tells me to do something different. Until then, I'm just watching it, and what it's telling me right now is things are good. It's smooth sailing today. What will happen by Monday? I don't know, but if I see something, I will come on and I will post a market update. Until then, I'll see you next time. How am I using this information to protect and grow my wealth? Go to highreturnlowrisk.com.